West is a genius for something that we as black people already know is going down in Hollywood. We already know that those things are going down. That's the reason why you don't see a lot of black celebrities that speak out on black issues, because we already know that their strings are being pulled left and right by people that are not black. So that is the reason importance of wealth and why they should invest and why they should save. Now me, I'm always spending money. If I see some shoes I want or an outfit I want, most of the time I am going ahead and doing whatever I need, spending whatever money I need in order to get whatever I need or whatever I want. But my husband, on the other hand, is always pushing us to save and invest, because he sees the value of accumulating wealth, keeping the wealth, retaining that wealth, so that that wealth can be passed on from generations to generations to generations. Now, in the United States of America, 13% of the population are black Americans and 2% of the businesses are black owned. Now, in my last video, I was talking about why some African Americans are moving to Ghana to start businesses. Because in the United States of America, creating a black-owned business and maintaining a black-owned business is very, very difficult. And when you do get those black businesses started up, a lot of times it's very difficult for your own people to support them, because they don't know if it's going to be there for a long period of time. A lot of times black-owned businesses, the prices are a little high because they're having to compete with other businesses, or because whatever they're selling, maybe it's not really in high demand, or there could be a lot of factors for the reason why the price may be a little bit too high for a lot of black consumers to purchase. But either way it goes, it's very difficult for black owned businesses to really get off the ground and to stay running. And in order for the black community to grow, and in order for that wealth in the black community to continue to grow, people have to start investing and supporting in these black owned businesses. Black people have to start owning more things. They have to start owning more companies. They have to start owning more brands. They have to start owning more businesses, so that they can put that money back in the black communities, so that the black communities then can start accumulating that wealth. I'm saying all this because, as you all have seen, Kanye West has been all over the news, and there is a division amongst the black people in the black community. You have one side of the black community that are in full support of Kanye, and some of them are even calling Kanye a genius, which I'm just like, I don't see the genius in Kanye. Some of them are saying that he's a genius simply because they feel like he's trying to free himself from these brands and companies, so that he can finally own his own empire and do what he would like to do, and he's going to break free and everything like that. And I'm just like, so Kanye West is a genius for something that we as black people already know is going down in Hollywood. We already know that those things are going down. That's the reason why you don't see a lot of black celebrities that speak out on black issues, because we already know that their strings are being pulled left and right by people that are not black. So that is the reason why a lot of times black celebrities are completely silent. So for him to expose an industry that we already know is not looking out for black people, then I don't really know what's the genius behind all of that. And another thing I would say about that is a lot of people are celebrating the fact that he is somehow going to be free from all this. And then I wondered to myself, what is it that he's going to be bringing to the black community once he frees himself from whatever that he's attached to? Is he going to, is that in turn going to help the black community some kind of way? Are we going to accumulate some wealth, or is it going to be some huge economic growth in our community after Kanye West breaks free? I think not. So for him to be a genius for detaching his own self really is not going to make a difference to me as a black person, and I really don't think it's going to make a difference to the black community either. So I don't see why people are giving him kudos for something that looks like it's just going to be for his self gain. Now, The other half of the black community are not really in support of Kanye whatsoever. They definitely are upset that the brands dropped Kanye only after he made anti-Semitic comments. But when he was making anti-black comments, they had nothing to say. They were silent. They did not drop him whatsoever. And they're just like, no, wait a minute. What is really going on? So it's okay when someone says anti-black statements and nothing happens to them. Like, really? So let me talk about the first reason why Kanye West was not dropped from him saying anti-black statements. The first reason is that he's black. He's black. So a lot of companies and brands, when they see a black person making anti-black statements, they really don't know what they should do about that, because the black people are really still supporting Kanye. A lot of the black community is still supporting Kanye. You have a lot of black celebrities and a lot of black rappers that are still supporting Kanye. So when his own people hasn't dropped him, then why should other brands feel like they have to drop him? All right, so that's the first reason why they haven't dropped him, because it's really sort of like a how do we drop somebody who's saying something about his own people, and his own people hasn't really stopped supporting him. So I mean, what do they expect us to really do? But the second reason is really the main point of my video, and that is another reason why Kanye West hasn't been dropped for making anti-black statements is because black people do not own anything. Let me say that one more time. Black people, the black community, do not own anything. And we're not talking about you owning your home. We're talking about owning property, businesses, companies that is accumulating that wealth in the black community, because wealth is power, and power is able to change situations and experiences and things and people. When you don't have that wealth, you don't have that power, and when you don't have that power, you can't change anything. There have been anti-black situations that's been going on for a very long time. Racism, discrimination has been going on against the black community for a very long time, and we're still wondering why. Why is it okay for Kanye West to make anti-black statements and nothing's done to him? Why is it okay for all of these other types of situations where black people are being discriminated against, where there's violence being put upon them that has been done to them, when all of these different things are happening negatively to the black community, and people are sitting back and they're watching these things happen and nothing is being done about it? Why is that happening? And that is because we don't have any power. We don't have any wealth. We have not accumulated enough wealth to have the power for people to want to change our circumstances as a black community. We can kind of think our situation in terms of a homeowner and a renter. When you own a home, you can do what you want to with that home. If you want to paint it, if you want to tear a wall down, if you want to build something up, if you want to take something away in your own home, you can, because you own it. You can do that. But when you're a renter, you have to ask the owner, can you change something? Can I paint the house? Can I add this? Can I add that? Can I have a pet? As a renter, because it doesn't belong to you, you can't go around just changing whenever you get good and ready to change. You have to ask the owner. And because the black community hasn't accumulated enough wealth to gain any power and to own anything, we don't really have the power to change anything then. Because we don't have any say-so on what's going on. We don't have enough invested in the United States of America. And I'm talking about money-wise and wealth-wise in our own community for things to take place. We are renters. We don't own really anything enough for people to actually look at the black community and actually want to do something for us, or when they see injustice taking place, they actually want to stop it. We're renters in the United States of America, which means the only way that we can change something is that we have to actually ask the owner. And what I mean by that is, when is the only time that people are actually concerned about black people's problems, black people's situations, black people's ailments, or whatever is going on in the community? And that is during election season. That's when you see the politicians coming all up and riding all up into the black communities, because they want you to think that change is going to take place. They start making these promises, and every time we're just like, okay, if I put this person in, the things are going to change, they're going to get better. And they always are telling black people to vote. We need to vote, we need to vote, we need to get out there and vote. We need to get out there and ask the people that own stuff to do something for us that we can't do for ourselves, because we don't have the power nor the wealth to do so. No one's really telling the black community that you need to own, you need to invest, you need to accumulate. That's what we need to do. Wealth is very important in any type of community. That's the reason why they dropped Kanye when he made anti-Semitic comments, because the Jewish American population owns quite a bit of companies and brands in the United States of America. So they had the power then to say, what, hold on a second now, you can't be talking about, oh wait, yeah, you can't be talking about it now. You can't be doing that now. You're done. You're done. You can't be talking about our community. No. But are they going to say anything about Kanye West talking about his own community? Are they really, is that really going to be something that's going to sway them to drop Kanye? Of course it's not. And as black people, if we continue to be naive to think that people are going to be like, oh my gosh, this injustice is happening to the black community, let's make changes, it's not going to happen. We in turn have to start accumulating that wealth in our communities. And the only way we can do that is start investing in the black businesses, creating black businesses, educating ourselves on the importance of savings and investing, because that's only how that wealth is going to start accumulating. And wealth leads to power. Power then allows you to change your circumstances. Wealth also enables you freedom. It gives you the freedom also to do as you wish, to do what needs to be done within the black community. That's how important wealth is. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, you know, there's always been a setback with the black community and really trying to accumulate the wealth, of course, because there's history there. There's a lot of red tape and red lines that have kept us from accumulating any wealth, and really, whether or not people want to believe it, and I'm talking about anybody outside of the black community, whether or not they want to believe that the reason why we are so far behind is because, of course, everything that happened to us prior to us getting the rights to own property, and so we're definitely behind in that day and age, really, because we weren't able to own property at one point in time. So it's almost like we're catching up. But at the same time, we have to do as we can to really invest and to really start owning and to really start accumulating that wealth. The first thing that you can do, of course, is to support as many black-owned businesses as you can. So yeah, I mean, I think that's how the black community really needs to see with this. I mean, all this anti-black stuff that's going on, is that in order for us to really be heard, we really need to start accumulating that wealth, and we really need to start investing in more businesses and brands so that we can also have the power to start changing things. Because, you know, Jewish Americans, they own quite a bit of things, and so they're able to be like, no, this is not going to happen, so that the economic growth in the black community can begin to grow, and we can slowly begin to get that power to change our circumstances and our experiences, so that people can know that, no, you cannot just talk about the black community and nothing happens to you. If you do, this is what's going to happen, and we have the power to make sure that that thing happens. All right, you all, that's my take on that situation. All right, I am Michele Mazelleغ. Thank you all for watching. Make sure that you like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.